Hello and welcome to the ESPN FC Press File Studio. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by our regular pundit Shaka Hislop, who of course is also Honorary President of Show Racism the Red Card. Shaka, I wanted to get your view on Arsene Wenger's comments coming out today, talking about the Rooney Rule and saying that in itself it's a kind of racism and managers should be hired on merit alone. Well,
I think Arsene Wenger's comments are fairly blinkered. The Rooney Rule is not forcing anybody to hire anybody else of a particular race. What it's saying is there's got to be representation of all races, really, at the interview table. That's all it's saying. The final decision still comes down to, and still should be, the person who's most qualified. But given the disparity of managers in the Premier League, given the disparity of black managers who are at least interviewed, I think it needed to be addressed. And when you look at the positive effect that exactly this rule had in the NFL, not forcing anybody to hire anyone, but forcing them to at least sit down and hear their points of view, it's been positive. The black managers are now a regular sight on the sidelines of NFL football clubs, and so should it be for the Premier League. But again, those black managers, as in the NFL, will only be hired on merit.
It's fascinating when you look at it, Shaka. 3 out of the 92 managers in the league and the Premier League are black or Asian. There's a problem there.
There is a problem. This is roughly 3%, as you say, of managers on the sidelines. Yet still, you just look at not just the Premier League, but black players and on minority representation throughout the league. I can't quote you figures offhand, but I can hazard a guess that it's a whole lot more than 3. That goes without saying. And I think equally that should be represented. Again, maybe not immediately in the figures on the sidelines, but immediately in the figures sitting around the interview table.
What would you say to people, though, who are saying that black people shouldn't just be interviewed because they're black? It should be the best people who are getting the interviews.
Well, it's a form of affirmative action in an arena where affirmative action has not been implemented, and certainly affirmative action of the game's own free will hasn't existed before now. It's at least pushing the envelope. It's putting the opportunities there and providing opportunities for black managers. And again, affirmative action, make what you like of it. It's had a positive effect not only on minorities, but in whichever company, whichever field that they've been implemented in. And I think football needs it. And I think the last year that football has experienced, particularly in the English Premier League, has shown that action is needed. The action or reaction to incidents in the English game has kind of stagnated from where it was of 20 years ago. And now we need to be more proactive, more in keeping with society and the game today.
Shaka Hislop, thank you very much for your thoughts, and of course for a lot more on this story, keep it here on ESPNFC.com.